Stacy?
I'm fantastic, Chris. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. This has been fun trying to figure out how to go live together.
It's a learning experience, but
Oh,
you know
yes.
what? I feel like I've been learning.
We definitely learned a lot in the past 45 minutes, haven't we?
Oh, goodness.
Oh, well, if you are just joining us, I'm Chris of Krissy's Over the Mountain Crochet, and this is...
I'm Stacy with Handmade by Stacy J.
Yes, and Handmade, and Stacy is the creator of the Leafy Lace Stitch. Isn't this stitch gorgeous? Okay, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. We need to do a little bit of chit chat first, Stacy.
Okay. I like chit chat.
All right. Stacy.
Yes, ma'am.
I still feel like I should I'm going to talk about the Leafy Lace wrap. I still feel like I owe you a huge apology for putting this off so long. This was
no apologies.
Well, I called you up and I was like, Stacy, I want to collaborate with you. Let's do this together, because we've been meeting every Thursday when we can get there on Thursday. How many years have we been meeting?
I think we're in year 4. It was only supposed to be for 3 months. And I think we all just loved each other so much.
Yes.
We don't want to break up.
No. So a shout out to Creations by Courtney.
Hi, Courtney. We wish you were here.
Yes. I wonder if, I wonder if I can check my screen, and I wonder if we can watch the live. I don't know. How do we do that now? Does that?
First, is anybody watching? Like, can you comment so that way we know we actually hit the right button?
And how do we figure out if anybody's watching? How does that work? Okay, I'm going to go to my channel and see if anything's happening. I see a live button. Says live with Stacy and Chris.
I do see a live button.
Do you see that too?
I do.
I don't see.
It says that 3 people are watching. Well, hello.
Well, hello. If I'm going to click on it and see what happens.
Dawn says she's watching. Hi, Dawn. Thank you for letting us know that we did it right. This is new.
Oh, this is so funny. I think I need to X off my YouTube.
Well, the comments are showing here on StreamYard. So
where are they at? I don't.
On the right-hand side, you'll see there's comments, banners, brand, all that. So just hit the one that says comments, and that's where Dawn was kind enough to put her comment.
Okay. See, I need you to help me. Oh, it's new to YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. This is so exciting. Who knew that an old lady would be doing this? But it's taking you helping me, Stacy.
Oh, I think you're more tech savvy than I am.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I'm disappointed we weren't able to go to Facebook and YouTube at the same time.
It's okay. I just texted my mom to let her know that we're on your channel. But I mean, she subscribes to YouTube. My mom loves you. So
okay.
Like, all right. So we're on Chris's channel. Little change.
I didn't know what's your mom's name in the group?
It's either Barney or Barthena. But you know, when she's Gillette, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I didn't know that was your mom.
That's my mama.
Oh, I've chatted with her a few times, and she commented that she liked the Leafy Lace wrap.
Yeah, she's pretty great. I'm very partial, but I think she's pretty great.
Oh my goodness. Well, you are, so I'm sure she is. I know. I appreciate you so much. And I started to tell you that how sorry I am that and I am sorry. I contacted you. I wanted to do a collaboration with you, and we had it all set, and I was like, I've got this yarn, and this was the yarn. I was like, we'll have the folks in our Facebook group choose the stitch from your channel, because that's what you specialize in, is the stitches,
right?
Knitting and crochet. Well, I sent everybody over and told them, come back and tell me what stitch you like the best, and that's what I'll do. Well, lo and behold, it was a knit stitch.
I know. But you know, we can adapt, we can change, we can make something out of that's crochet friendly.
And you did in a wonderful way. Oh my goodness. you came up with that Leafy Lace Stitch, and I was like, that's it. That's what we're doing. And you made the YouTube video, and it was so easy to follow. Oh, and so then this Leafy Lace wrap was born, and that was at a time in my life when I was at a high, basically. And then they wanted me to try a new breast cancer treatment. And it just totally messed with my brain. And that was in late spring, I think. Oh, it just wiped. I just couldn't do anything, couldn't function. So,
and that's pretty reasonable. That's understandable.
Well, and I felt, and then summer hit, and then the holidays hit. And then I thought, I'll get back on this in spring. And I tried. I had a lot of life issues happening. Oh, I think I only released like a couple of patterns last spring. I still have to do videos and even make blog posts for a baby hat and the baby bloomers, the Overbrook. I just
those
still
bloomers are so cute.
Thanks. They were fun to make too. I'd love to see them on a real baby.
Right.
And that yarn is so soft, but that yarn splits and is no fun. It's not really. I'm going to do a yarn review on the yarn. I loved it when it was in the cake, but it was hard to work with. But anyway, so then, just kept dealing with life. And then this summer hit again. And I'm like, when am I ever going to get this finished? I had this scarf finished for a long time, but when I sent you the basic instructions and you had your yarn picked out, and I see you wearing yours now.
I am wearing mine. Would you like to see it?
Yes.
So this is my version of it. Whoops. And that is the wrong side.
That's the back side. But it looks good on both sides. Oh my goodness.
This is the front side. But look at this border you came up with, or this edging. I just think that is so, I'm so wonky with this camera. It is just so pretty. And it just works so well with it. And it was fun and easy to do. But yeah, this came out so big. Like, I think I mean, they're like wings. They're so big. And I used, so I actually used just shy of, I think, five cakes, but I also used the mandala. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But mine's in the color Tranquil, which I think is funny because when I see all these colors, I'm thinking fun, fruity. I'm not thinking Tranquil.
Right. I thought yours was Serene, and I thought, is it really that? Is Serene really that? I guess the sunrise is serene.
Maybe I don't know now. I kind of forgot.
I know it's been almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years this spring, won't it?
Well, being that I am in Tucson and it's hot here.
I'll take that off. Yeah. Well, I knew I was going to have to shut myself. I knew I was going to have to shut myself in the bedroom, so I put mine on the mannequin. I don't have air conditioning in my bedroom, and that's by choice because I tend to freeze. But I've got the doors shut, so it's getting stuffy in here. Yeah. But I sent you the basic stitches, and you took off, and you had yours made, and you were like, "Tell me about the border," and you had to wait on the border. But
I think it only took me like 3 days, I think, to do the entire thing because it's just so easy, and you use such a large hook, and it's such large stitches. It's the beauty of lace. It does, and it's not a difficult pattern. Like, I mean, for me, it's not.
Right.
But, and I've had with the blanket that I did, some of my testers were saying, at first it can be challenging, but then once you get the hang of it,
yes,
it just kind of keeps on moving along. And
yes, it's intuitive. You start realizing that those chain 2 spaces, you go out. When you go out, you skip stitches, but then when you come in, you still have the chain 2 spaces, but then you start adding stitches into the chain 2 to make it smaller. So it's an intuitive thing. If you're not paying attention, you can easily mess up.
It's not for couch TV watching or anything like that. You do have to concentrate just a little bit.
Just a little bit, but it's so satisfying when you see those stitches. And then I already had that yarn picked out. If I had known how beautiful this stitch was, I would have done this in a solid color. And so while I was doing all this car driving and riding around, I said, I think I'm going to make this in a solid color. So I just grabbed some Red Heart Super Saver. But I made the mistake of grabbing the wrong hook.
Oh, whoops.
It's one size too big. Because do you remember me saying, I'm not liking how it looks in Red Heart Super Saver. It's just looking chunky. And I'm
Right.
gonna have to
Loving it.
block this thing. I'm gonna have to mash those stitches because this is just so soft, and I'm trying to get it. How my camera.
I know everything feels backwards.
It is backwards. It really is backwards because this is my left, but it's showing up to you as my right. And I can't figure out how to get it. Anyway, all right. So I ended up making it in Red Heart Super Saver with a stitch, with a crochet hook that was too big, but look how gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I love this Leafy Lace Stitch.
It's so pretty.
It is so pretty. It is so pretty. It does take some concentration, but it's so worth it. And it's so unique, and it's your stitch. That's what
it is. That was my, well, you know, what's funny is when I look back at that knit stitch that inspired it, it looks nothing like it, but it just took on a life of its own.
It did, didn't it?
And it did take it. I think it took me longer to create that stitch than it did to make your wrap.
Oh, really? Oh,
I think I spent like 3 or 4 days just like working the math on it. Like there's so much math involved with creating like a stitch pattern like that.
yeah.
But it was worth it because
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. And I know a lot of people have enjoyed making it too. I've had quite a few folks that have commented on the blanket and how much they enjoy it. So,
And the blanket, you just mentioned the blanket. That was what I was trying to get to, was the blanket. While you were waiting on me, you designed a blanket.
And I happen to have it right beside me. So this is what I call the 4-day throw because it only takes me 4 days to make. And I know because I've done it 3 times. The first one was kind of the prototype. And that one, my dog Bucket claimed. So he claims my handmade one. So I have to be very careful. So he claimed the first one and he sleeps with it every night. The second one I made with this yarn and I sent it out to testing and it was just, something was off. So I ripped it all out and then I made it again. So I got it down to about 3.5 days. So,
wow.
But it works up real quick and it's got the border that works with it. So you don't add a border. It's all included.
Oh, wow.
This is the 4-day throw.
Oh my goodness.
This is used. And so with this one, it's different because the leaves are staggered. So it's not the same motif. It's staggered so that you have, you know, you can kind of see, you know.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten you did that.
That's just kind of the arty in me. Like I like things, you know, just different, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, this is made with the Mary Maxim. I think this is called the Woodland yarn, but it's an alpaca blend. And oh my gosh, it's just so soft, but it's so warm. So yeah, so when I sent that to Mary Maxim to show them what I did with their yarn, they were so cute. They were like, can we make a kit out of that? Like, would you mind if we did that? And I'm like, yeah, please. I would love that. That's what every designer hopes for, is that
yes.
You know, a company takes on their stuff.
Yeah.
So
yes.
now they have, well, I just recently sent over my 3rd pattern. So they've made kits out of 2 of my patterns. And now there's a 3rd one that they're working on right now. So I'm excited because they're photographing it because it's a baby blanket and I don't have babies anymore. So
now, was this the first thing that Mary Maxim picked up from you?
This was the first, and they sent it out as their, I think it's a quarterly Afghan club. So it got sent out and I didn't know it had been shipped out until somebody tagged me and said, oh, look at this handmade by Stacy J. And I'm like, what? So I clicked on it and this is woman doing an unboxing and there's my pattern and all this yarn. And I'm like, how cool is this? So that was really fun. That was a fun way to wake up one morning.
Oh, and you know, I have seen photos of where people have made that go through the crochet groups.
Uh-huh.
And so if you got, and I even saw it in my crochet group, Krissy's Over the Mountain Crochet and Craft on Facebook. Yes, it was cream colored. It was beautiful.
I bet that was pretty.
Yeah. And then I think, you know how they have all those Facebook chats? You know, where the admin will add everybody in the group to a Facebook chat.
Oh, yeah.
And people post their work. I saw that. I saw your blanket in one of those, and I haven't been able to find it again. But anyway.
No kidding.
Yeah, I know. So
you see my blanket more than I do.
Yeah. I just saw Dawn Tennyson. We have two Dawns
Two
watching.
Dawns. Hi,
Yeah.
Dawn.
And she's from Washington State. It's good to see you, Dawn. Nope, you didn't almost miss us because we were late anyway.
we were figuring. Lots of figuring.
We were learning is what we were doing. This is our first time going live in this setting. First time me being able to go live with someone where I have decent internet. My internet could still be better, but we ended up getting the satellite RV Starlink. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's working wonderfully. So much better than HughesNet. With HughesNet, we would have been pixelated. Well, I never was able to go live on YouTube with HughesNet at all.
I remember we've tried it and you just kind of block up. And
yeah. So in the future, we'll get everything in line and we can go live on everywhere in the future. We'll get that taken care of and that will happen.
You go live a lot more than I do because I've only been live with you. You know, it's funny. I have to tell you a funny, just quick little snip. This morning I texted my mom and told her, hey, I'm going live with Chris, at noon. And she said, I read it wrong. I thought you said you were going to go live with Chris. No, we're going live. I said, she's pretty far from me.
Well, I have an extra bedroom.
I just thought that was so funny.
Yeah. She thought you were leaving her. She was like, what? She thought you were needing someone to go sit and crochet with all day long.
Right. Yes. Well,
yes.
She lives 5 hours away from me. So I had some fun doing some projects with her. This past weekend, I went and visited her. So it was fun. We did some projects and good stuff.
Well, did I tell? So a lot of what has held me up this summer is with my children, helping my children out, doing things with my children. And so did I tell you about how I'm recently back from my trip from South Carolina. Did I tell you how I went to Costco for the first time ever?
I saw that on a post. I love Costco. What did you think? Was it just like overwhelming or did you try all the snacks?
I did.
Not the chickpeas? I love that story. You have to say that story.
I will. I'll have to tell the story. Well, I tell you what, Costco is like Sam's on steroids, Sam's Club on steroids. I mean, I did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the snacks. And for those of you that want to hear the story about the chickpeas, the day I was in there, they were giving samples of all chickpea-based products. Mm-hmm. So I was eating I was eating pasta with marinara sauce on it that was made out of chickpeas. And my grandson Lincoln was in the buggy and he was sitting in the front and he was just hanging on like an old captain of the ship. And I was walking behind and I leaned forward. Yeah, Costco is fun.
It is fun. It's dangerous.
You're right. And so I leaned forward. I said, hey, Lincoln, do you want a bite of my pasta? He goes, no, I don't eat chicken pea in my food. We just lost it. That's right. I just lost it. He's so picky anyway. But anyway.
Right.
So,
what's dangerous for me is that I have a Costco that's literally less than a mile away from my house.
Oh,
it gets very dangerous. I've gotten good. I can get out of there with less than $100.
Oh, so well, good.
I'm proud of myself because I used to call it the $100 store.
Oh, yes. They're building one next to you up here in Northeast Ohio. Woo!
Ooh, to have fun with it.
Yes, it gets windy up there. Northeast.
I've been in Ohio once, and that was when I was a wedding photographer. I had a client that flew me up there, and it was beautiful. There was like all this grass and stuff on the ground. It was just amazing because here we have dirt.
Yes.
That is exciting.
Yeah. I bet you can't wait till it opens, Dawn. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Let's have the giveaways. I have 29 entries, and you said, Stacy, that you would give away a copy of the pattern.
4-day throw. Yes, I will.
4-day throw. All right.
I will.
Okay, so I have random.org on my phone. Let me see.
I'm not that high tech. When you pick out a winner, I just have a note card and I'm going to write down my info.
Okay. All right. I don't know. How do I get that? Can you see that right there?
I can see random.org.
Okay. I'm going to enter the number. So between 1 and 29. And I have everyone has a number. All right. I'm going to hit generate. And the number that was generated is, can you see that? Number 5.
5. Oh, 5. Okay.
So that would be THE. It's the THE capital SME 5377. All right.
Okay.
So let me hit generate again. So
now, are these for your patterns that you're pulling for right now?
I tell you what, if we have one, here's what I think might happen.
We probably should have thought about this.
Here's what I think might happen. Someone's going to get chosen twice.
Uh-huh.
I just have that feeling. Let's wait and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to hit generate again. It's 22.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
22. And that is Patricia Harris.
I think I've seen her in your groups before.
I think you might have.
I just recall that name.
Okay. It's Patricia Harris 1146. All right, I'm going to hit generate again. I like random.org. Have you ever used it?
No.
It is fun.
I think you're more tech savvy than I am.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Knit and crochet. 23?
21.
21.
And that's Valerie Davis. Let's do the first 4. If we don't get a double, then we'll do the 5th one for you.
Okay.
Right. Number 6. What? They're right beside each other. Number 6. And
5,
number
6, 21, 22.
Number 6 is A Stitch in Time.
Woo. Stitch in Time. I know. Right. I recall that name. All right. So those are the 4.
Yeah. And then I tell you what, whoever this one is will get a copy of the Leafy Lace Wrap and your blanket. How's that?
Okay.
Okay.
Now, do you have the Dawns entered in there? I want to make sure both Dawns are entered in there for an option.
No, but since they attended, I'll go ahead and give them one. No, I see Dawn Beaver. Yes, I see. But I mean, since they attended, I mean, you girls are the only 2 that showed up.
Well, there's more people watching.
Is there?
Yeah, I see that there is 5 total.
Is there really?
Yeah, so hi.
Where do you see that at?
See up in the top left where it says live, it says how long we've been on, and there's a little eyeball, and it says 5. I don't know. You're on a different platform. Well, no, you're on Chrome, right?
Oh, I don't see it.
It's okay.
No, well, if they'll comment, I'll send them a crochet pattern. So Dawn Beaver and Dawn Tennyson get a pattern. Now, I need to specify, I will need your email address. You can send that to me in the Facebook group, Krissy's Over the Mountain Crochet and Crafts. I'm the admin there. It'll say Chris Lowther-Moore. I'm wearing a blue hat. Send me a message and give me your email. I can't just send it to you on YouTube. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did. So Dawn Tennyson and Dawn Beaver got one, and I'm getting ready to draw for the 5th one. Now, you 3 that are watching, if you'll comment, I'll send you a crochet pattern. Okay. All right. So I think I must have hit generate. Have I said number 18 yet?
No.
All right, here we go. It's number
18.
18, and that is Peggy SWALM 1879. Woohoo! We have our winner.
You went way too fast. I have Peggy SW
ALM.
Okay.
9879.
Wonderful. Okay.
Stacy, what have you got behind you? I want to see what I've got. Something I want to show you, but what are those?
Oh, behind me? Oh, so that's stuff that I've knit, and one of them is one that I've designed that hasn't quite gone into testing yet.
Oh, yeah?
Here, I'll grab it. So this is a shawl that I got real fun with.
Oh,
And what's really cool is I kind of created a way. So I love the long drop stitches, but
yeah.
in all the patterns I saw, it would go all the way to the edge. So I found a way, because you know me with borders, to
Yeah.
create the border with it. And this thing works up so fast because you're
Um,
essentially doing 6 rows
yeah.
in 1 row. It's
Oh,
ridiculous how fast and this used just under 2 balls of yarn of
wow.
this King Cole yarn that I love. So,
Wow.
yeah, this has to get tested, but I do have something to show you that's exciting that got released last week.
Okay.
So for anybody watching, if you don't know, I'm a King Cole ambassador and with King Cole Yarns, and I'm their knitting ambassador here in North America. So I designed this because they're having currently the summer extravaganza mini make along. So each week for 5 weeks, one of the ambassadors releases a pattern for the week. And mine was the knit pattern last week. This week is Marie with Underground Crafter. Katie and the Squid did the week prior to me. And then we still have 2 more weeks after this week where everybody's releasing a free pattern. So this was mine. And this is the Little Frills Shawlette, which is just a fun shawlette. You know, it's 60 inches long by about 10 inches deep. But just look at the little ruffles on that. So it's just so ruffly and fun. So
Oh,
and
that is cute.
this is made with a cotton silk blend yarn. That is
Uh-huh.
the only way I can describe it is just scrumptious.
Oh,
It just feels so nice, and it's kind of lightweight. And being in Arizona, I like the lightweight because it's just so hot here. But yeah, so this was a pattern that got released, you know, just last Wednesday. So
and
that
that's
was fun.
knit.
This
Is
is
that
knit. This is
okay?
knit, but I do have a crochet pattern.
I was gonna say, I thought you'd done something crochet recently.
I did. So it hasn't been released yet. It has been tested. It's
Uh,
ready to go.
oh, so we get
But
to
I have a new website being designed that should
oh,
be going live any day or 2 or
yeah.
3, like sometime soon. And as soon as that website is live, I have these, I think I called it the Sunny Skies Infinity Scarf. And that's what this is.
Oh, I remember that
So
stitch. Oh,
this is using cable lace, like it's like a cable lace crochet.
yes.
But this works up really quick. It's really fun to do. I have a girlfriend of mine who I've been teaching how to crochet, and she has probably made like 12 of these since I showed her how to do it. She's a machine. Like once I taught her, she goes at it and she just
She's made
knocks things out.
12 of those.
She's made like 12 of them, and they're all gorgeous. She's done different hook sizes, different yarns, and you know, so it's just pretty amazing. So yeah, so this will be coming out like hopefully in the next few days. I'm just waiting for the website to go live. So that makes it easier on my web guys too if I'm not always changing things.
Yes. Oh,
Oh, thank you, Don.
yes. Thank you. I'll get that email
Yeah.
and send you that pattern, Dawn. Oh, so while I've been traveling, actually, some of what I have been doing, I finished it and then I packed it up before I went to South Carolina and I can't find it.
Oh, you put it in a safe place.
I did.
A very safe place.
I did. I did a little, they're made out of Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton. I'm not going to give it away, but what it is made out of Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton. And I did a yarn review of it and I held the little things up and I did two of them and I washed one. And I didn't wash the other one so that I could compare them in size and if the color and all that changed.
That's a good idea.
Hobby Lobby's I Love This Cotton gets a little bit rougher and stiffer after it's washed.
Really? Now, was it machine washed or hand washed?
Oh no, I ran it through as heavy as I could wash it. I beat the thing half to death and then run it through. But
I hand wash anything that has been touched by a hook or a needle that I have created. And they always get softer.
I wanted to put it through the ringer.
That's awesome that you did.
Yeah. So it came out stiff, but it didn't lose the color. I mean, very small. Anyway, when I find it, when I dig it out, I'm sure I stuck it in my closet somewhere. But the other thing that I've been working on is a few years ago, I made the Simple Shells blanket using ones Skeen or Skein, and I say mandala. I live in West Virginia. I say mandala.
You know, I say whatever just happens to come out at the moment. Sometimes it's mandala. Sometimes, if I feel fancy, it's mandala. If it's
mandala,
not, I say mandala.
In the Leafy Lace video, I cut it out though. In the Leafy Lace video, when I was talking about the yarn, I said, "Now I say mandala." Now see, now I can't say it right. Now I say mandala, but now I live in West Virginia, and to me it's mandala. I can't say mandala or how. I don't know how they say it, but anyway.
I feel like with a lot of yarns, there needs to be a little pronunciation guide, because one of my another yarn that I really love is called Sheppy's.
Yeah.
But the way that it's spelled, I think it's Dutch, and it's SCHEEPJES. So it made no sense to me, because you know, so for a long time I called it sheepies or shebebechies. I could not pronounce it. And thankfully they had a YouTube where somebody said it, and I was like, now I know how to pronounce it, and that makes me very happy.
They should. Now we've had a few people, especially one lady that was from Russia, that helped me test the Overbrook poncho. And I was like, I'm going to go live and I need to announce her name. How do I pronounce her name? And I looked it up on Google, and they said it in a little video, or in a voice recording, and it was Ludmila. And I never would, the way it was spelled, never would have. Okay, but anyway, the baby blanket, Bernat baby ombre, baby sport ombre. You can get like just one ball, like at Walmart, and this one is tiny tulips.
How many yards are in that?
I can get one baby blanket. It's not very big. It's usually about 31, 32 inches square, depending on the stitch. And it's a 3-weight, and I haven't washed it yet. I've got enough to make 2 little swatches. So I'm going to put it through the washer and do a yarn review, let you know how it comes out. And it has, I need to put my reading glasses on. Hold on. Okay, it's 8.5 ounces, 240 grams, 861 yards.
That's a good size skein.
It is. And it's, I think, $8 at Walmart. Anyway, so I've got the green one here. So while I was going back and forth to South Carolina, I made this blanket using the tulip stitch.
That's pretty.
Yeah, and I've already gifted one of them. I made 2. They go really fast. I gifted the pink one at a baby shower. This will go to another baby shower, but the border is,
I like that border.
It's 2 rounds. And what it is it's chain 3, 2 double crochets, and then you skip 2 stitches and slip stitch, then chain 3. It's like the thing tips over.
Right.
And I know it has a name, and I can't remember. I don't know if it's tipped shells or what, but I might play with this border, because I think this would be pretty to go around more than once. Maybe on another baby blanket, I may design that, but I was able to make this, and it's 31 inches square, and I had just a tiny bit of yarn left. So this should come out pretty quick, because it's an easy stitch. And I'm thinking I'm just going to do easy baby blankets out of Bernat Baby Sport. If it washes up, and I can give it a good yarn review.
Yep, there you go. I have a feeling it will.
I think it will too. I'm pretty sure it washes up good. My girlfriend asked me about it, and I said, yeah. Now I'm starting to doubt myself. Now I'm like, I need to wash it really quick to see how it, so I'll wash this, but it works up so quick, and it's one of those stitches that you can watch TV and crochet with.
With doing that, it reminds me of a blanket that I used to do back. I think this is a blanket I started doing when I was like 8 or 9 years old. But back in the day, where the patterns on the yarn bands, or you had magazines, like we didn't have YouTubes, we didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
And there was a brand of yarn that made, I think it was called Jamie. And I would make what's called the Jamie blanket. And it took like 4 balls of the Jamie yarn. It always had a little sparkle in it. And I like sparkle.
Yeah.
And I was making those constantly, but I remember even as a small kid, how much I enjoyed just that easy stitch where you can just do whatever and just knock it out and have fun. And, but I remember that Jamie blanket very fondly.
Yeah.
Can't find it anywhere now, but that's okay.
When you were talking about when you were younger, because when you were younger, I was probably just starting to really get hardcore into crochet, and that was in the 80s.
That's about when I did.
Okay, that's
And
what
then
I
I
was.
took a break, you know, to like life and stuff, and then I
Yeah.
came back to it.
And then that's when I found this stitch. We didn't talk about this stitch, did we?
Tell me about that stitch, because it's
Okay.
pretty fun. Or let the viewers know about the stitch, because I tried it.
Yeah. So this stitch came about in the 80s. I was looking through a craft magazine and I saw an advertisement for a little, I talk about it in the Leafy Lace wrap video. I found an advertisement for this baby set crochet pattern, and I sent off for $1. I wrote a check for $1, sent it off in the mail a few weeks, and it was weeks later, because back then
you had to wait for it to get to there, then they had to process, and you got to wait for it to come back.
Yes. And so then they sent a catalog, and I ordered a lot of their crochet patterns for $1. I think 27 at one point. Turned out she was dead all along. It was her husband that was in the 80s.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'll put a link to the website that has all of her crochet patterns up there. And it talks a little bit about the history. And she used to design these crochet and knit, baby knit patterns, and put them in work basket and things like that. So then after she passed away, then her husband kept selling the crochet patterns. But anyway, so what this is it's 3 double crochets, and then you wrap 2 double crochet. You just wrap the double crochets around the whole post of those 3 double crochets. But this stitch, I used Lion Brand Pompadour baby yarn. I don't think they even make that now. It had a filament. It had a filament of sparkle in it, and I would say it was comparable to a 1 fingering weight. And so the design that she made that had this stitch, this was part of the skirt of the sweater, but then the sweater had all of these little medallions that made up the yoke, and then the sleeves were puffy out of this stitch. And when you make this stitch in a 1 fingering weight, it's so delicate and so
I bet it's so pretty.
Yeah, I am thinking about recreating that crochet pattern in a fingering weight for a YouTube video, because that little medallion is just gorgeous. And then I have thought about making that I have a beautiful mustard colored tweed yarn, and I've thought about making the medallion in the tweed. It's almost a chunky weight, and see what it looks like, and then put that together for an afghan or a throw.
That could be real pretty.
On it. I know I have a lot of ideas in my mind. I just don't think I have time to do it all.
I know. I joke saying I got to live to be 300 years old before I can get all my designs or all my ideas out.
I know, because then you think of something wonderful that you want to make yourself, or you want to design yourself. Right. But anyway,
and then your creativity feeds more creativity, and it's like I remember I used to get worried about, well, I'm going to run out of ideas. No, that does not. The more creative you get, the more creative you become. It's just funny how it works out.
I have a list sitting here. I have 2 lists sitting here. Do you want to hear what's on my list of things to make? No, you probably don't.
How long is that list? I've got notebooks.
There's about 15 on this one, and about 12 on the other one.
Oh, that's a cute list. You should see mine. It's ridiculous. My husband and I will sometimes have what we call little jam sessions, where I'll throw out an idea, and he's creative as well. So then he'll throw out an idea, and then we'll just start going. And before I know it, I've got like 100 things listed.
Oh, wow.
And I revisit it later, and it's like, okay, that's not such a great idea. And ooh, well, this is a great one. I like to revisit them later after I've had time to, chew on it and whatnot. But I've got a huge list of things I want to make.
Yeah. Well, that would be nice. Yeah, I don't think I could have that kind of conversation with my husband.
He might surprise you. You never know.
In other ways, yes. In other ways, he has helped me and helped me to understand. And my children have really helped me with a lot of tech and everything. So let's tell everyone how many people are watching.
We have 3 people watching us now.
Okay. We should have had you give your information when there were 5. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. This is about your release. Like, I am so happy to be, uplifting you.
But by the way, I'll put the link that you just reminded me. I'll put the links where you can purchase the pattern for 50% off until the end of July at Ravelry and Etsy. I'll eventually get it over to Lovecrafts, but not right away. But you can purchase this for 50%. It's $7 regularly. You can get it for $3.50. So, and I'll put that all in my Facebook pages, and I'll send out another email here, and I'll send a link with this live. But anyway. All right. So where can everyone find you, Stacy?
So on my website, and if you go and check it out now, come back in a week and check it out when it's going to be the new site, because it's going to be a lot faster. Like,
there we go.
So much faster. I'm so excited. But it's at just handmadebystacyj.com. Stacy does not have an E in it. That's spelled like the boy spelling. Well, I've been told like a boy spelling. I don't know, but it's Stacy. So I'll give you the, we'll put it in the notes or whatever, so you can have that. And but yeah, and then I have my YouTube channel, which is also Handmade by Stacy J. So I'm really easy to find.
Well, and you have a Facebook page and you have an Instagram page, and it's all Handmade by Stacy J.
Yeah. Now the Instagram is pretty neglected. I hop on there once in a while. The Facebook I do a little bit more on, but yeah, it's mostly just, website, YouTube, sometimes Facebook.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Me too. Yeah. I have trouble with Instagram, but every once in a while
Have you played with that new Threads app yet? Where it's kind of like with the name Threads, I had to check it out. And it has kind of a fun vibe, but again, I just get so, I don't know, it's almost like an exhaustion once you start diving into the social media. So I dabble in it a little bit, and then I got to step away a little bit. And then I go back, and then I step away.
Now, I did that with TikTok, and I will eventually get back to TikTok. But right now, TikTok is not my cup of tea. But because they present you things that, you're just not ready.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been hearing that they are going to change that they will let you tailor your feed so that you're not bombarded with things that are not pleasant for you to see. So gotcha. I may end up back over at TikTok. I think I would, but then again, I'm not that good at making reels either. So who knows?
I think you're good at everything you try.
No,
I'm a big fan of yours.
I'm a fan of you too. Let me tell you, a big fan of you, and I appreciate your friendship so much.
I just love you.
And you live in Arizona, and I live in West Virginia. And years ago, who would have ever thought?
It was so funny because it was like a blind date that we got set up on.
I know. And now those folks that set us up aren't even really in our picture anymore, are they?
I don't even know if that group is still together. And if it is, I don't hear or see any notifications or anything from it. But I'm so glad that I met you and Courtney, because I feel like we've all three just grown tremendously just from being those accountability partners and just a support system.
Yeah. Or if we have a question, like for me, I'm the old one in the bunch. I'm like, what is this? And what am I supposed to do? And
but if we have tech questions, who do we go to?
No.
We go to you. Like, we can figure out a lot, but a lot of it's like, hey, Chris, what about this? What about that? Or you ask us questions about, hey, have you heard of this? And we're like, no. Is that a new tech thing we have to learn?
Oh, I remember I was telling you guys, look, I do remember I was saying, guys, we're going to have to get on TikTok. You're like, no.
Hey, I have 3 videos on TikTok. That's all I have.
And reels. And I said, you guys, we gotta make reels. And you're like, no, I don't want to make reels.
I just want to take pictures and design pretty things.
And I understand, but I was like, no, they're saying that we got to do it now. And they have been saying we need to do threads. So like I said, TikTok, I tried it, but I just couldn't handle it.
Well, Threads is looking kind of fun. I haven't done much with it either. I think it's like almost like an overload because we have so many different social media platforms. So
yeah.
But anywho,
so are you Handmade by Stacy J on Threads?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all just right. Me everywhere. I'm just Handmade by Stacy J.
I'm not. I started so early, I've changed my name a few times. But you all follow Handmade by Stacy J. Subscribe to her channel. Give her some love over there. Give me some love. I would love
Yes.
kind of love, any hearts, any kind of good comments. But it was great having you, Stacy.
Well,
Thank
thank you for having me.
you.
And thank you everybody for watching. Like, this has been really fun.
It has been. It has been a blast. I really like doing this, and I think I'd like to do it more often if you ask me.
Yes.
Can
Yes.
we and maybe in the future we can have more than just me and you. May have
Yeah.
more. That'd be fun.
We'll get this thing figured out.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Well, it was good to have you all. You all take care. Thanks for coming to my side of the mountain, Stacy. Thanks for coming to my side of the mountain.
Bye. Thank you
Bye.
so much.
Bye-bye.